Hello and welcome, everybody. Let me get this music turned down so you can hear us. There we go. Hope everybody's doing fantastic today. Look who I have in the house with me today. Our CEO. There we go. There we go. Over there. James, N0WRL. How you doing, James?
I'm doing good, Andy. Thanks for having me on today. And yeah, I realized that I definitely need to upgrade these headphones if I'm going to be doing live stream. I got the gamer headphones, but I don't. Unless you count ham radio as a game, I actually don't play any games. But I gotta get, I gotta get like the professional setup like you got going on, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So yeah, we're really glad you're able to join us tonight. Let's check out the comments. I don't think we have any questions in Discord yet, so we'll keep an eye on that through the stream. But let me go ahead and turn our music off here. Go ahead and fade that on out. All right, here we go. Let's check the comments here. So far, we've got Rodney, AE5TX, great friend of World Radio League. How you doing, Rodney? Great to see you. James might remember you as KJ5FWC, but since you've updated your call sign, James, this is Rodney's new call sign.
Oh, yeah, I know. I figured it out. It threw me for a loop about 2 weeks ago when I first saw the new call. I've got the new call in my head now.
All right. Yeah, it took me a couple minutes too to realize what was going on, but congrats to Rodney for upgrading, by the way. He says he's got the first comment for the live stream. Looking forward to the FT8 setup. I seem to have a broken CAD control into my G90. G90 is hard to get any CAD control setup to work right. It's an amazing radio, but G90 is the one thing. The CAD control is the one thing about the G90 that's a little bit rough. But Grant Bob, howdy. Hello. Greetings. And yep, Amateur Extra 5 Texas, AE5TX. Great call sign.
That makes it easy to remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice call sign. I'm actually thinking about changing my call sign again, which I shouldn't because I've already changed it twice, but I've been eyeing some other call signs.
Oh, man, but N0WRL is just so perfect.
It's nice, but I really need to get back in my call region. I picked it up when I saw that it was available, and now I hate being a 0 because I'm in the Southeast.
Yeah, I understand that.
I need to get back in the region.
I had the chance to get N0APX, which is like #1 and then my initials, but I stuck with 0 because I wanted to stay in a 0 call area.
Yeah, and I knew I shouldn't get something out of my call region when I first got the call sign, but I was just like, it was such a good call that I just went for it. And then you realize it does when you're operating, it does get kind of tricky because people are like, oh, they know where you are by your region, so it kind of becomes a pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenneth Tilford, hello, Ken. KC8ZKS, great to see you. Otis in the house, used to be into FET, now AE4IT, and congrats to Otis on getting your Amateur Extra a few weeks ago as well. Peter, I think you're new here, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I've seen you in the chat before, but great to have you. Chi-Town, KD9ZNA, great to have you. Rodney says, no, don't change your call sign. All the QRZ, LOTW, and other issues to get that changed. Well, I know it's definitely a pain, but I think we have a pretty simple flow in World Radio League as far as changing your call sign there. So not too big of a deal if you need to change it in World Radio League.
This is going to be a very big week in World Radio League. I know
it's going to be a big week. It's going to be a big week. I've been teasing a lot of this stuff, but yeah, it's going to be a big week for sure. So, and speaking of which, let's just take a quick look here. We're looking at these. We're looking at this new map here, customizable map. Just take a look at this. Since we last did a live stream, we've actually had some other changes. Let's pull this gray line off of here. We've had some other changes. So this page is going to be basically the same, except now you've got tooltips, explain what each option is for, what it does. And then we've got, on the styling page, we have some updated themes. I love these theme names. Our developer came up with some really good theme names and taglines here. It looks awesome. And then then over here we have, you can set, see here, this is all basically the same. In the advanced tab, you can set some mode colors and marker types. And what I think what we're going to end up doing is setting mode marker types and band colors. I think it's what we settled on doing, but we're in the process of switching that over right now. So that's why that looks a little funny there. But I think we're going to have mode marker style. So you can set your mode, like single sideband as a triangle, CW as a circle, FT8 as a star. And then you can set 10 meters as, orange, 20 meters blue, 40 meters green. If you're doing 15 meters, set it pink, whatever you want to do. And then that way, when you get to this, like I said, we're kind of halfway there. We're right in the middle of that adjustment. So, and the map share here, when you get your, here, does it pull
It's so funny watching you because you really like the light mode, but I always keep my app in dark. Are you generally a light mode guy, Andy? Do you keep your apps in light mode across the board?
I keep a lot of stuff in light mode. Like my phone, it's in light mode most of the time, except in the evening. Like it'll go dark mode at night automatically. But yeah, I keep a lot of stuff in light mode. Code editor, dark mode, all the way. I love my code editor in dark mode. But most other stuff I keep in light mode most of the time. But here we go. Yeah, you can see this key here. It kind of shows what we're targeting doing here. You can set these to whatever color you want and these to whatever style you want. And we'll be finalizing those changes here in the next day or two. This should be hopefully out the door by the end of the week, if not first of next. I would say probably by the end of the week. So keep an eye out for that. Super excited there.
Let me share you something, and then I'll send it right back to you. But I was playing with it in dark mode, and one of the things the features that I really like is, so what you can do. So this is in our dev environment, and some of you guys are beta testers, I know, so you probably have been in here playing with it as well. But the thing that makes this one look cool is the heat map. So when you this is I just uploaded my winter field day log as an example here, but it's kind of interesting to see in the heat map when you start to see, look at all of these contacts that I made that are kind of right around the same area. Yeah. So I start to wonder, and I was doing this on a center-fed dipole wire antenna, and so I'm like starting to wonder. I was like, why was my propagation so strong, particularly to here? It's kind of cool, and then it also just looks awesome. So yeah, that's the other thing. But I want to be able to, Andy, like I really want to have like my presets like here across the bottom, where I can just like have like set like a couple maps that I really like, and then
map templates is on the agenda. I think we've possibly got this already in the system, but if not, we've been discussing it, and I think we'll get it in there. But yeah, map templates is kind of a next step kind of thing that we're looking at doing. So
cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Map templates. That's a good name. That's a good name for it.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I just want to catch up on a little bit of chat here. Matthew Brown, Matt, K2EAG. Hey, good to see you. Grant Bob says he's looking forward to the map changes. Matt says he's a light mode guy. And Otis saying he wish he could make it to Huntsville, but won't be able to. James, are we going to be at Huntsville this year? Are you going to be there setting up a booth?
Awesome. We'll be there, and some of the other guys that we were, some of the volunteers from Dayton will be there as well. Jim, N0WRL will be there. I'll be there. And there's a group, yeah, I mean, I think we'll actually be in there a little bit early too. So anybody who's going to Huntsville, stay posted, because you'll definitely be seeing our team there.
Nice, fantastic, yeah. So I've gone through on previous live streams. I've covered a lot of the other stuff that's coming up. You guys know what that is. QRZ LOTW integrations coming right around the corner, like right around the corner. Flex radio integration with cat control, that's right around the corner. We've got a jam-packed next couple weeks here that's just super, super exciting stuff you guys have been asking for that we're getting ready to drop. But I've shown y'all a lot of that stuff in previous streams, so we won't hash over every bit of it, but I did want to show you the map customizations. What we would like to do tonight is if you guys want to start throwing some questions for us in the chat, we'd be happy to answer those. And then I'm going to start calling CQ on FT8. James, I don't know if you're at your radio. If you are, feel free to start calling CQ on FT8, and we'll see if we can work some folks here.
I just got new windows in my house actually, so I have to rerun
nice.
I have to rerun my cable through my window again. So I'm disconnected. But while you're getting getting that set up, if I can make a pretty cool little special aside here in the world of ham radio news, as your special guest today here.
Absolutely.
So some of you guys might know that there's some pretty cool news and action in ham radio right now. And I say it kind of started out as bad news, but it's turning into good news, which is the battle over some 70 centimeter spectrum. So basically there's a commercial space company called AST Space, and they are petitioning the FCC to use a bunch of the 70 centimeter band between 430 and 440 megahertz for essentially 243 more satellites, and they essentially want to be I believe using that for like telemetry on those satellites and things. Now there's plenty of other spectrum that are reserved for these exact types of applications, and so generally as amateur radio operators we've been trying to oppose this with the FCC and maintain that spectrum that we have for amateur radio satellite operations. Well, here's where the good news comes in. They made a filing to the FCC. There was a period for comment, and as of yesterday, there was over 2,000 comments. And I'll just share. I'll share my screen just really briefly on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was over 2,000 comments on the proceeding, making it the single most active proceeding. Now it's number 3, but it's FCC proceeding 25-201.
Nice.
Over 2,000 comments, which really means that amateur radio operators have stepped up to say, hey, we're still using the spectrum. And I think it's really important. I mean, I think it's important for emergency communications, for technological advancement, for maintaining our capabilities to experiment and use these frequencies. And so the filing period has now passed, but there is a period right now where you can make reply comments. And Jim N0WRL has made a video about that. So I'll share that in the chat. And I don't want to go too deep on spectrum defense and things like that, but I did want to take the opportunity to share it because it's some pretty big news, and the amateur radio community has stepped up in a major way here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. It's really fantastic. Glad to hear that that's kind of getting sorted out. It was a little bit concerning. And as another interesting point, I just heard that I think this isn't necessarily good or bad news, really, either way. But I heard that GMRS, I think GMRS users, if I understood correctly, are petitioning to be able to use the portion of spectrum between 30 and 50 megahertz, which isn't really any amateur radio spectrum. It's like spectrum that's either not being used or being used for public service or something like that, which actually I can see the benefit there for GMRS users. That's kind of cool. But just an interesting side part there.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. I mean, that could definitely open up some more radio communications for GMRS. Yeah. I actually don't have my GMRS. I don't know if you've done it yet, Andy. Have you?
Oh yeah. WRWE 744. That's me.
Nice. Yeah, I
It's
don't know
not a
why.
test. It's just you buy the license for $35 or whatever it is, and you're on the air. But
Yeah, I really should do that, especially going all the way to amateur extra. Might as well pick up GMRS with
yeah, I need to go for my
on it.
amateur extra. I haven't studied. I need to start studying for it.
If only there was an app.
If only there was an app. Tell us about your favorite, James. Let's see
Well,
here.
Ham Radio Prep has a pretty good app, so you could try that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty
And
good one. That's a pretty
real
good one, I must
professor
say.
in the app teaching you the material, so
Yeah,
that's helpful.
yeah. I took my technician long before I was part of the team. I took my technician without studying all the way through with Ham Radio Prep. I think I took like the first three free lessons or something. Switched something else. I passed, not perfect score, but I passed. General, I studied with Ham Radio Prep all the way through, did the whole thing. 35 out of 35, first try. That's awesome. The only way I was able to get that was because of how Ham Radio Prep just makes it so intuitive and easy to retain the information. But anyway, let me see if I can get this transmit set up properly here.
I wonder if
I'm going
jump
to start.
in the there was a couple of contests last week, and there was a QSO party. There was the IOTA. I guess the RSGB IOTA was probably mostly for the European folks, but we had quite a few people contesting in WRL last weekend.
Nice. I see that Peter's saying he used Ham Radio Prep for tech in general. That's great. That's great. Gary asked if I got my TV screen fixed. It's not a TV screen. It's a 43-inch 4K monitor. But yes, it's kind of temporarily sitting on a monitor stand on my desk, but I want to get it mounted on the wall if possible because that just make it easier. But anyway, Kenneth asks what band I'm on. Right now, I'm on. I'll be on 20 meters. I'll be calling on 20 meters. Getting ready to start calling now. Go ahead, James.
No, I was gonna say, guys, check out Ken's profile. He's KC8ZKS. This guy, if you look at his activity map, this guy is a potent machine, and he has one of the coolest profile pictures in WRL as well. So, Ken, you're joining us for Huntsville also. So, looking forward to seeing you there.
Nice, that's awesome. Guys, I see we've got 16 viewers right now. Share this link out. Get it published out all over the place. We'll probably be here. I'm probably going to be here till maybe 8:15 or so. So, Ken says he's at a park right now. Ken, are you on FT8? Are you on digital, or are you single sideband or CW? If I don't get any takers calling CQ, I might switch over to hunting for a little bit. And if y'all get set up and want to work me, just let me know in the comments, and I'll start hunting you. Or I mean, I'll start calling CQ again is what I'm trying to say. But FT8, okay. Well, I haven't seen you pop up yet. Maybe I'm calling on the same cycle you are. I'll have to kill my. Ooh, here we go. Here's one. Sierra 52 Delta. Nice. Good DX there. I like DX. I'd share my whole screen if I could, but once again, it's a 43-inch monitor, and you guys won't be able to see anything. But I have the World Radio League Cat Control app set up to stream these FT8 contacts straight into my logbook. So super easy to log there. Okay, I got another hunter here. Let me answer Sierra 52 Delta, get them in the log. Then I'll go for Victor Echo 3 Quebec Oscar. I believe is the next one in line here. Whoops. Sierra 52 Delta didn't get my signal report. I may have to back up and grab them. 7-3 Otis, great to see you.
See you, Otis.
Okay, well, looks like I got both of them. There we go. Okay. We'll keep calling CQ. They just land here. Let me, I don't know if I can, I don't think I can share this out, but if you look on the World Radio League homepage, you can start seeing my contacts populate there. So as I get them, they'll just kind of pop up as new contacts there. So
I wonder if it'll let me, if I share my screen, will it?
I think it kicks my screen off. I think you can only share one at a time, unfortunately, but you can go ahead. It's fine. Or I can just share my logbook screen.
I'll just share for a minute, and then I'll.
Okay. Yeah. You're good.
Go back, but yeah, what Andy's talking about here is you should see in here.
Yeah, there I am, right there.
Yeah, there's his contacts popping in, so I can.
Well, there's a lot of people on the air right now, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't know if many people. Let me dial in a little bit here. Zoom in. I don't know if many people have tried this feature, but this is kind of a nice feature.
Yes.
You have the ability to add like your own personal notes. And just so you know, when you add these notes, they're not visible to other users. Like these are your personal notes. So I could write, some crazy guy who helps on WRL. I could just write that on here, and no one else is going to see that I wrote that note. But
That's me.
But then when I go into when I go into my logbook and I've got the note about Andy now, and I put in N0APX when I'm logging, I'll get my note that I wrote about him show up. So it's if you had let's do Ken actually. Wait, Ken's no, I'm thinking of Mike. Kenneth. Telford. It's
KC8 ZKS, right? I believe, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and look at this. This is what I want my activity map to look like.
That's awesome.
This is goals right here. Like if I could get my activity map to look like this, I would be so happy. So I'm gonna just add, WRL volunteer and General Poda King, and I'll just add that as a note. And then now next time, 5 parks today.
5 parks today. That is awesome. Oh my land.
The other thing, so if someone's
7-3, Gary, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Gary. And like as Ken was talking about the park that he was at, which if I can look up the park that he was just mentioning here. Ken, what park are you in if you're
I think he said a little bit ago, he said he's at 1937, yeah.
Yeah, but here we go. So kind of like a little known feature is if you go to the PODA activity sites on the web app and you go in and you just click to view, then you can see some stats about the PODA. And so you can see that, yeah, Ken's the last person that activated it.
Look up 10215.
10215.
Yeah.
Cedar Gap.
Yep, that's it.
I guess you're not talking about the one in France.
No, probably not.
Oh, there we go. Look, activated by Andy.
I made a lot of QSOs. If I ever get a kilo, it'll probably be from that park.
Very nice. I'm so ready
Which,
to
for
get
those of
this
you who
thing.
don't know, a kilo is 1,000 contacts from a single park.
Very nice. All right, I'll kick it back to you here on the
Okay.
but there's a little
Okay.
pro tips from the CEO today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, appreciate it. We just got KB3 UKW in the log. And I'll just show you here. I'm just going to share my other screen here. And oh, where is it? There we go. Share. Okay, you can just see my logbook here. See my map. I'll be so glad when we get the new map changes released, because I'll be able to do a pop-out view of this map, and so be super cool. But right now you can watch this logbook. See, I'm working K7VAY right now. Watch just a second as I make this contact. I just sent him a signal report -01. He's going to send me a signal report back if he heard me. Yep, -17. So there we go. So I got the little pop-up from WSJTX. I know you can't see it, but the little click OK to confirm the QSO pop-up. I click OK on that from WSJTX side, then wait a couple seconds, and always takes longer while you're on stream. There we go. Boom. Right in my log, right there. Perfect. Now I've got this this contact right here. You can see. Missouri to Arizona.
Integration is smooth, Andy. That
It
integration
is
is
so
really smooth.
slick. It is so slick. I love it, because I can be somewhere completely different in the world and remote into this home computer, and it is so easy just to log FT8, because it's just connected to my radio, and I can just click boom, 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 and I don't have to sit type out all the details for every contact. I just boom, 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 and just send them straight in, and it's so fun.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop here in just a moment, but I want to say a big thanks to you, Andy. Thanks for having me on as a guest to the live
Thanks for
stream.
coming on. I really was glad to have you.
A lot. It's always fun to do these, and thanks for being such a huge driving force. I mean, Andy, as you guys know, he's a humble guy, he's a nice guy, but he's a major driving force between these big features that we're doing, like the new map customizations. The FT8 integration that he's showing you, he's a big force behind that, and a lot of other things that we're working on behind the scenes right now. So be on the lookout. I mean, you already know about QRs. I think you've already kind of broken the news that QRZ and LOTW integrations are about to go live.
It's coming.
So we're really
it's coming.
Yes. And we might even have a couple more surprises for you guys.
Oh yeah. Just stay tuned.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, James. I really appreciate the kind words, and thank you for agreeing to jump on with me. I was really happy you was able to do that tonight. Have a good night. I know you're an hour later than I am here over there, so get a good night's rest, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow. But appreciate it.
73.
See you, James. 7-3. That was really great having James on there. Really appreciate that, and thank you, absolutely, Matthew. Matt. Sorry, it's absolutely a very very enjoyable to be able to help out with World Radio League. Yeah, thanks for being in the chat, James, and for coming on the live stream, says Rodney. Well, I said for coming on the live stream, but for being in the chat, said Rodney. So Kenneth says 17 kilos at that park. Wow, it's crazy. Andy, when's that FT8 integration coming? It's here. This is a live feature. This one's been live for some time here. So yes, if you go to the integrations page on World Radio League, download the Cat Control app, and then open up. You won't connect our Cat Control app directly to your radio. You'll connect. That's not sending. Anyway, you'll connect your your WSJTX to your radio, then you'll connect the WSJTX listener inside our Cat Control app to WSJTX, of course. It'll just, usually it's port 2237, and then you can just select what logbook you want to stream your contacts into in World Radio League, and then you just start that listening there. And after you start listening, it just streams them across every time you OK one in WSJTX. So yeah, it's absolutely live. It's been live for some time. Victor Alpha 3, Bravo, Oscar, Oscar. Coming. Okay, so Kenneth says he goes through Grid Tracker first. I think Brad, K4AZE, has some detailed instructions on how to go through Grid Tracker, and we should be putting together a video on that pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that video. But yes, Grid Tracker is definitely can be a middleman if you like to use Grid Tracker. So there we go. Now we're getting Victor Alpha 3, Bravo, Oscar, Oscar. Pop him in there. I'm going to keep calling CQ. Guys, any more questions? Any more World Radio League questions? Happy to answer them for you. You can see I'm starting to build my logging streak now because I logged some contacts earlier before UTC rollover. Now I'm logging more. So now I've got a 2-day logging streak and a 1-week logging streak. So it's looking better, If I keep logging FT8, we can get our streak built up. At least our weekly streak, if not our daily one. Let's check our Discord. If you guys are not a member of the Discord yet, give me 10 seconds here and I will get you an invitation link here. And don't hold me to that 10 seconds because I have to change everything to the... Ooh, hold on. Yep, don't hold me to 10 seconds. I've got UX7QV coming in. I'm going to try to work here. But I have to get the link changed to a never expires link and then send it out and all that jazz. So give me just a second. There we go. Okay. Discord invite link. Let me send that out to everybody. Oops, that went just to Facebook. Hold on. All destinations. Let's try this again. Oh, great. Sorry, guys. I just made a mess of it. Ooh, I worked. Let me try sending this out one more time. I think it went out. Okay, let me send it one more time just to make sure it went out in the correct form. So I accidentally added a character to it, but I think I got it that time. There we go. Ukraine, UX7QV on the old Kenwood TS70D. So Rodney says, got a new Android tablet, got the app loaded. There are a few new are there a few new functions getting pushed to the mobile app? Maybe. Stay tuned. We may have some exciting things coming to the mobile app very soon. So just keep an eye out. I'm not going to disclose anything just yet, but I would say keep an eye out. Peter says, just saw 2 suggestions are coming to World Radio League page. Multiple operators support and comma-separated logging. Okay, multiple operators export and comma-separated logging. Let me make sure I've got this. There we go. Trying to make sure I've got this Ukraine station. There we go. And QSO map for certain date. Yes. So yeah, both sides of the multi-operator support are like in development right now. So stay tuned for that. Really happy about that. And then QSO maps for certain dates. I think that's part of customization. If not, it will be a feature soon after customization. So yes, those are definitely in the pipeline. At least the first two you mentioned are. I think pretty sure the second one's somewhere in the pipeline. So the first two are currently in production. So all right, I'm not sure what happened to that station. I know you guys can't see my. Let me just reshare my FT8 screen here. It's kind of easier to see what I'm talking about. He kept trying to reply to me. I kept trying to answer. Anyway, I'm going to just start calling CQ again. Man, 20 meters has been booming today. Absolutely booming. At least this afternoon it seems to be. Of course, I say afternoon. Guys, we're gonna be probably splitting here in 5 or 10 minutes. So if you got questions, throw them at me. And if you want to work me, you got just a few minutes left. So go ahead and fire up your FT8 setup and start responding to my CQ calls that we will be dropping here shortly. So we definitely appreciate everybody who's joined us tonight. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, if you've got more questions, throw them at me. Be happy to answer. I got time to answer a couple more. If you want to throw them at me tonight. You guys have seen a lot of the stuff we have coming. Super, super, super exciting. It's there's more. There's more. Just stay tuned. There's more. Really exciting stuff. Yeah, I'm not getting any responses to my CQs. And no more questions in the chat. So I'm gonna call it here when we have been streaming for 40 minutes, and when we've been streaming for 40 minutes, I'm gonna call it right now 38 minutes 15 seconds. So you've got a minute and just over a minute 30 seconds now to either work me or get a question in the chat to keep me on here longer. Now, if you keep throwing questions at me, you might keep me on here indefinitely. But if that thing hits 40 minutes and nobody's thrown a question or tried to work me, we're gonna call the stream. So we definitely appreciate everybody coming out. Good to see everybody. Rodney, Ken, Peter. Sorry if I'm not trying to miss anybody here, but Matt, you had Gary, Otis, Brian, a lot of you guys in the chat. We really appreciate y'all. Grant, Bob, just really appreciate all of you. So, Kenneth says, I do not see you. Okay, yeah, it could be. I think I've got. I don't know if something's up with my dipole or what's going on, but there we go. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. We're working on one right now. Whiskey 7 Zulu Romeo. And just in time. Oh, Rodney's catching me in the last 30 seconds here. Rodney says, does FT8 integration with QRZ lookup get their name field? Not always. That's something that's a potential improvement that we're going to be working on is either doing the lookup data after the contact's logged, or maybe running the details into, maybe giving you the option to run the details into the logging fields, so that you can add a name if you want to add a name. But it's something that we're going to be looking into. But currently, it pulls basically whatever you would get if you just logged it straight from WSJTX. That's pretty much what you get at this point. Now there are some other ways to get that data, but that's currently how it works. And QRZ integration I'll have to check with my developer if that's gonna make some of that a little bit little bit simpler or not. But we'll definitely keep that in mind. It's something I've been thinking about. We've been, wanting to handle it the right way because we don't want to make the flow any harder, but we also don't want to. We also want to give you everything you need. So, guys, that was. I think I'm going to call CQ one more time, and if nobody answers this CQ call and nobody throws a question at me, we're going to end the stream. So here we go. We got 15 seconds. 15 seconds to give me a question or answer my CQ. All right, 7-3, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Really glad to have everybody here. Glad that James was able to hop in here tonight. So if you didn't see him, back it up, watch the early part of the stream. We'll catch you all next time. I see a last question here from Rodney. Will that be a feature of the new database capabilities? The new database, a lot of that's going to happen on the back end when the desktop app gets released. Then you might see some customization stuff, but we'll see what all gets integrated there. But 7-3, everybody. 7-3, Rodney. 7-3, everybody else. Thank you all for joining. Have a fantastic Monday night, and we will catch you on another stream. From November 0, Alpha Papa X-Ray, I'm clear.